The subject here is Adobe's Bridge and how that can help us import images onto our computer. Importing images needs to be a standard practice with a degree of personal discipline. We need this to ensure we don't make any silly mistakes and lose valuable images. When we place a card full of images into the card reader or we hook up our camera to the computer, it's likely to be read automatically, and an option to download images via Bridge may pop up. If not, we can find the option via the little camera icon in Bridge at the top left. There we have the option we're looking for. If we look at the tooltip, it says Get Photos from Camera. When I select it, from here I just need to select a device. Sometimes it'll pick it up automatically. There you can see I'm going to pick up my Canon card. Straight away it's picked it up, but what I think it may be a good idea to do is to go to the advanced dialog, because when we go to the advanced dialog we see thumbnails, and there's something reassuring about looking at the thumbnails we're about to download. Now I found it good practice to import images onto my computer, back them up to an internal or external secondary drive, and then format the card in the camera. So most of the time I'm downloading everything from the card. However, within this photo downloader window down at the bottom left, we can uncheck all, and all of the ticks have been removed, so we can then tick just the images we want, or in my case I'm going to reselect them all. On the right hand side we see that we have a browse for the location where we want to store the images. It's a personal thing of mine, but I store raw or original images separately to any finished images, and that served me pretty well for around 25 years now. So I'm going to click the browse and browse for where I want them stored. Now because I'm working on a PC dedicated to recording videos, I've created the folder which is very similar to my working PC, and you'll see the folder there called Raw Images. Once we select the folder, unless we come back in and change it, the next time we download images it will download to the same location, and I see that as a benefit. The next option we have is via this drop down box, and it just details how we want the images stored. My preference is for day, month, year folders, because I can always tack on the end the location if I wish. I never rename my files. I like to keep them exactly as they are, so this is purely a personal thing. But if you do choose to rename your files, you can tick the box here to preserve current file name in the XMP data. Just above you'll see you've got two boxes here, so if you did rename files you could have text here and you could have a number here. Now let's move down to the advanced options. The next option is ticked by default. Once all of these images have been downloaded to the PC, then Bridge will automatically launch. We've already got it open, and it would open up a second copy. So I find that I don't need that tick in the box. I choose not to convert my raw files to DNG, and I certainly choose not to delete them automatically from here. I like to clear my card by formatting the card in the camera, and I think that avoids many potential problems. But here's an option worth pursuing. We always need to keep our images stored in at least two places, so why not do that right from the start? So I'm going to tick the box here and then browse for my secondary hard drive. This can be internal or external, but I've just put it onto my video recordings and I've called it Raw Images Backup, and I'll select the folder there. In the next section we're asked what template to use for our metadata. Now we can create our own metadata template, and perhaps I will cover this in a later video, but for now we'll just stay with the basic metadata. But in the creator, nothing to stop us from putting our name in there, and perhaps in the copyright we could put a website address if you have one. But we're done, and all we need to do now is to click the button to get media. And there you can see it working away. Going to take just a little while. I've got a few images here for demo purposes. So as you can see, while I've been talking, we've got to almost 10%. I'll stop my video at this point and I'll come back when it's complete. Once the download completes, the photo downloader window just disappears off screen. So whenever we do these things for the first time, we need just a little reassurance that things have happened as we expected. So I'm going to travel to my file tree on the far left. We'll go to this computer. I'll go to my photography drive. I'll go to my raw images. And there you'll notice that there's actually two folders been created. So there must have been images shot over 2 days from that particular batch of images that I use for demo purposes. So let's open those shot on the 11th of the 10th 17. There's all the raw files, and the 12th of the 11th 17. So all went well with the download, but the one thing we need to double check is the backup. Let's just close that one for a moment. Remember, we put the backup on my video recordings drive, but it could well be an external. There's the raw images backup. The one thing you'll notice about an automatic backup is it doesn't break them down into the folders. So we do have all of them in one folder for that entire download. If you've enjoyed this video, and particularly if you're watching on YouTube, check out the links below to our Photoshop for Photographers video course. There are many videos like this which you can view and download to evaluate the video quality and my teaching style.